So there is this phenomenon that now pulled itself up today twice, um, once in a short and then once in someone else's long form video. And I think it's rather obvious, but I'll point it out anyways. I'm a white woman. Thanks for noticing that as I start to talk about what I'm about to talk about. I want to say it probably started before millennials, but obviously I wouldn't know that. Subscribing myself to being a millennial. Subscribing? Born in 93, the last of the millennials. Dying breed. And in that being said, again, I have no reference for anything prior to that. But I do know that among my generation it was pretty normal to hear, I guess, what people think is racism, but it wasn't from white kids. It was banter between friends, you know. And what I always understood that to be was, as I've been bullied a lot in life, it being fucking weird, I'm gonna take what you used against me and play with it. It's not gonna be a term that can hurt me anymore. It's gonna be something that I can use for my gain. So you can say that word, you can say this shit to me, I've normalized it in my life, but it's not gonna hurt anymore. Fuck you. Look at this, I'm using it differently. And I think the phenomenon that is upsetting a large majority, as, you know, being the younger millennial and then watching Gen Z grow up underneath me, I've noticed, you know, the gain of technology moving people into, oh, we're friends, and not being able to acknowledge acquaintances separate from friends, and there being a distinct difference between the two. And so when you combine that with what was prior discussed, like you can retort, sorry, prior said, you have what ends up being a bunch of people that think that they can say shit when they probably can't. It's like you see people playing frisbee and you're like, I'm gonna invite myself to that shit. That looks fun. I don't know what that mindset is, I don't fucking have it, but I think people do have it, where they just go around inviting themselves, and cool, great, good for you, buddy, but some things you just fucking cannot do that with. And a lot of that has a lot to do with how well you know someone, how well they know you, do they understand where you're coming from when you say something, do you have experience regarding the thing that you're saying? So when this banter is being, you know, given back and forth in a close-knit group of friends, means significantly something different than a stranger coming up and saying the same damn shit. So in the year of 2025, in the gain of technology confusing people between the difference between friends and acquaintances, and then when I mention year of 2025, I definitely mean to give reference to who the fuck the president is, and the fact that racists just felt defended in their beliefs and stance in life. So a lot of people saw what was happening there and thought, my cloaked racism doesn't have to be cloaked anymore. And now that I see people joking about it regularly, I'm gonna join in. So you have some kids joining in because they're socially inept, and you have some kids joining in because they acknowledge that other people are socially inept, and they're possibly hoping to hide behind that and say, it's just a joke, it's just a joke. I don't know why you're getting so worked up. Because some things aren't yours to joke about. I can call myself a whore after so many people have done it, and I can laugh about that. My close friends can call me a whore, and we can laugh about that. But if a stranger comes up and calls me a whore, I don't fucking know you like that. And that's how I understand it, because, you know, being the white woman that I am, I'm never going to have the other side of that experience. I'm not capable of being treated like that. And I don't want to be treated like that, but I can say that there are similarities in being degraded. And therein, I think the end of this rant is people need to have a hell of a lot more forethought in their actions. Because if you don't, the worst of society can hide behind your ignorance. Take Hitler, for example. He spent the majority of his time in his reign heavily drugged. Heavily drugged. Normally tripping on Molly or acid. Contemplating the existence of aliens and using scrying and crystal balls to try to talk to them. And people often reference Hitler as the most evil man. Cough, cough, King Leopold. When a large majority of what was happening was done with Hitler being the face of the campaign. Heinrich Himmler, the Angel of Death, is rarely referenced even half as much. And that is all said to again give credit, cement the fact that the evil in society gets to hide behind the ignorant. You need to be more mindful so that others can be held accountable.